can't make this stuff up. Jada, we can't make this stuff up.
We're live and in full
We
effect.
are.
The mic is hot, so be careful what you say.
The mic is.
It's good to see the world get. That's right. I don't know about you, Set Noel.
We are live.
I don't know about you, White Shadow. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Oh Lord,
I
have
don't know
mercy.
about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel
We're
good.
listening to the music, but we can't see the music. You guys can see the music? I hope you guys can see the music.
Oh, you twerk, you pop, booty so swole, I'd hate me too if I were you. And when it comes to billions, I'll take two. It's only one life, you don't get two, so live life, don't let it live you. I got a pocket full of $100 bills. Put on a jacket, cause these diamonds give you chills.
Happy
Two
birthday,
shots are running,
everyone.
I'm starting tonight.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Look in the mirror, I'm like, who the hell is he? So many.
Yeah, this is how we feel right now. This is how we need to feel. Today has been a day.
I'm drinking out the bottle, hanging with supermodels. Feel like I hit the lotto. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Come on, Pitbull.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. Come on, plus one, Humpty strong. I ain't about money, then get gone. I wanna wild out all night long. You wanna ride out, then get on. I'd hate me too if I were you. And when it comes to billions, I'll
Let
take
this
two.
song
It's
finish,
only
y'all.
one
Give us
life, you
another
don't
minute.
get two. So live
And then
life,
we
don't
can get
let it
this
live
stuff on
you.
this.
I got a pocket full of $100 bills. Put on a jacket, cause these diamonds give you chills. Two shots are running, two out, I'm starting tonight. I'm starting tonight, yeah. Look in the mirror, I'm like, who the hell is he? So many whips and cribs, I'm losing track of keys. Ooh, up to something, ooh, yeah, I love it, alright. Yeah, I'm drinking out the bottle, hanging with supermodels.
I'm gonna shake my head again, you guys.
Do the dirty work again.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Oh man, okay. This is
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
fine.
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Let's turn it down just a little bit. Okay, that's enough, right? Can we can stop this now. Let's
I don't know. I pay money for that dirty word again. Like you doing your hair. You was really into it, sitting down.
I
I've never seen
was.
that before. I've never seen
I
that.
was. Chayla, sometimes, you just gotta roll with the punches, the way
That's
things
right.
are, because life be lifing, and you can't let it drive you mad. You can't let it drive you mad, and it be trying.
Yeah.
It be trying. But Chayla, why did we come here? We come here to talk some life. We
Yes.
came here to
Tell them about London.
tell them about London.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about what we got going on. So
Yes,
we got
we
three things. All right, so we want to drop some little bit of power for them before we talk about London, right? Is that what we
Okay.
want to do?
Let's do it.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about? What am I going to say? Taylor, what am I going to say? I don't think I prepared. Like, this is how prepared we are, you guys. This is what it is. Happy Friday. Okay, so do I have any notes? Chayla, you can go. I have to find my life first. Let me get myself together. Okay, so I do have a thought for you guys. Did you guys know, or have you guys figured out, because sometimes I forget, if you don't feel the urge, the push to level up, you won't take that step. Like, if you don't feel the urge to want to go to your next, you won't move. You got to feel that push. So my question,
Sometimes it's internal and sometimes it's external. That's why you have friends, bossy friends that make you do stuff when you don't want to do it because they believe in your dream. So it's important to
They
have a
believe in
good
it.
support village around you.
They believe in it more than you sometimes,
Hey,
right? They believe in it more than you, and so that encourages you, right? That
yes,
encourages you, and it's like, okay, well, if you believe it, let me go a step, make that one step today, just one step today, and then tomorrow you're like, oh, I actually
you
like
do.
that, right? It encourages you, like, okay, let me keep let me keep stepping,
Yeah.
and then what happens, Chayla? What the next thing?
You look up and you're at your destination.
Chayla, it ain't that easy. No, let's not let's not say
Come
that because
on.
then
You should have just went with it. I'm talking about
no,
how many steps you get.
I know, Chayla, but let's be kind of keep it real in these streets, especially on a Friday. I
Oh, you're right.
mean,
It's
you
true.
got to keep it real because then what happens is that when you 10 steps down, you're like, oh, all of that was good, and then you get punched in your stomach hard, and sometimes slapped around, and then you don't want to go on anymore.
You'll get discouraged.
You don't want to move, and then you start blaming other people, you start pointing fingers, you start wallowing like sometimes I do on Netflix. You're like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just not moving. And so, what do you do to get yourself out of that funk? Shayla, what do you do to get yourself out of that funk? What do you do, Shayla?
Well, you know what? Well, first of all, I definitely have to pray because if my center isn't right, my focus isn't right, if I'm just trusting in my own actions, my own abilities, I'm gonna fall short. And so then I got to go back and say, listen, Dad, I need you to help me. I need you to help me believe that you told me to do this and that I should continue on this path. And so praying, I think stopping and praying and then checking your environment. So I figure out what I'm meditating on. Usually, if I'm afraid or I'm scared, I'm meditating, I'm focusing on the wrong things. You know what I mean? And so then I got to get my faith up because I got to get my faith to overcome this fear that is driving me to be either stagnant or probably usually stagnant, more stagnant than going in the wrong
Do
direction.
anything.
Because I don't want to do the wrong thing. So I do nothing. Sometimes that analysis paralysis can kick in. And so I think that that's important. And then for me, I love good music. And, you need to make sure you got some music around you that's speaking all those good things and faith. That's why we picked this song that I feel good. Even if we don't feel good today, we're going to say we feel good and think about those things that are going to also support that. And then I think also having like sound people around you. Like, sometimes you need some perspective. I think for me, I can be really hard on myself and I say, man, I haven't done anything in life. I'm doing everything wrong. I'm such a failure, Like
All of it. All of it.
I should be ashamed of myself. You know what I mean? Like so you can just be ridiculous at some points. And somebody need to bring you back and say, okay, now done with the drama. Now get back, focus and get back to work.
100%. Remember what I told you the other day when we came back from London? I said if you just to your point that you need people around you to kind of remind you, right?
Yeah.
To that, and sometimes people, what I kind of want to debunk. Sometimes people wait on motivation. I'm gonna wait until I'm motivated to do it.
No.
When what is motivation?
No.
Motivations, it gives you the steam for that short period of time, but it's not forever.
No.
After that time is over, it doesn't stay. So you need to inspire. You got to be able to get out of that funk yourself, right? So you need. That's why Chayla is saying you got to have God. You got to have music. You got to be journaling, or you got to be meditating. You got to have people around you. Like you got to have all of these extra things because sometimes some of those things may not work, and you just need the right thing at the right time.
Yeah. I agree. And sometimes you just need to take a walk. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes or you need to take a nap. Like, seriously? Like
All of the above. I be taking naps in the day.
Take a nap. Sometimes if I get up on the wrong side of the bed, I will literally physically get back in the bed and get on the other side and get out. We're gonna restart our day. Take two. That's what I would do.
Chayla.
Like it got to be better than this. This ain't the right way. We're going the wrong way. I'll go back in the bed. Let's do this all over.
And do a reset.
Yeah. Reset that. No, sometimes you got to do that.
100%. I agree. You
Yeah.
got to do a reset, because if you don't, then and the thing about it is that your environment, right? Your
Yes.
environment around you is telling you, go here, do this, take that, pick that up, do. So it's doing, 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 doing. So you're constantly on this rat race.
Yeah.
You're constantly in this rat race. So at what point are you gonna like breathe?
Yep.
So this conversation is to remind you to breathe and to take care of yourself. So that's
Yes.
kind of the theme, right? So whatever that looks like, some people it looks like that napping, some people it looks like eating some cornflakes, some people it looks like taking that trip. Whatever that looks like. I don't know. I said cornflakes because I think I want some cornflakes now that I said that, Shayla.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have some cornflakes after this. Yeah, you guys, it is what it is. This is Friday. This is what I feel like. You gotta sometimes it's okay to satisfy what you feel like having, especially if it's cornflakes. You know? No, Chayla? No.
Move on to your second point. Past them cornflakes. What else you got?
Okay. So here's my other point, Chayla. My other point is
Okay, I got you.
discomfort signals transformation. Growth never happens in comfort.
Mm. But the problem is, most of us want to be comfortable, and so really in
Ding,
life,
ding,
right?
ding, 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 ding,
Right,
ding.
no, for real, we do. We want to be comfortable. We don't want pain. We don't want to suffer. That's why when people do their wedding vows, they be like, "Listen, for richer and richer." Okay, nobody want to be poor. You know, like nobody wants to. You know, nobody wants to go through. Why are you laughing at me? It's true.
I'm laughing with you because you're
Listen,
spitting gems.
yeah, no, it's for real. It's
Because
for
on
real.
the inside, you're standing there at the altar, you're like, poorer, richer.
Richer, yeah. I like silence on that other second part. But you know what? I heard somebody one time, long time, say that when a seed goes into the ground, what it takes in order for it to break out of its shell, to break out of the soil, to grow, and to actually then bear good fruit, it takes a process and it's a long time. And I think if we want the harvest, we got to do the work.
Mm. Shayla, why do we so crave that not wanting to do the work? Why do we shy and run away from that and like white on rice?
Did you see that Wally movie that we all gonna be like, fat, everything? We don't move for nothing. We got robots, AI for everything. No, seriously. I thought that was a very good movie because I'm like, that's exactly what we want. We don't want to have to cook a long time. We don't want to grow nothing. I mean, really,
Yeah, yeah,
we don't want to think.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I'm overgeneralizing, but indeed, we want the easy way. But everybody knows that what's easy and quick ain't always good for you. For sure,
Mm,
especially as food. It ain't nourishing.
mhm.
It's some you eating, but you ain't eating nothing good.
Like vegetables are good for you, but not everybody likes. You frown when you see vegetables or salad or something like that, right? But you got to have your vegetables, right? You
Yeah,
got to have. Sometimes sometimes a lot of times we learn this. When we get into that adulthood, that
yeah,
maybe I need to actually start taking care of myself a little bit better. Maybe I need to actually start doing some therapy. Maybe I should start exercising. You learn this stuff late when you're getting into your adulthood, when this is something that we should have been cultivating from from our younger years.
and
you
I
know
think I think that that's really like when you're younger, sometimes people just focus on sizeism. They don't focus on health, right?
mm-hmm.
And then when you get a little bit older, you realize, listen, it ain't just about being skinny or having a two piece, be able to comfortably wear a two piece, but it's about why you laughing? Can I go up them flight of stairs without needing some oxygen at the top? Can I? Why you laughing? Can I bend over and tie my shoe? Can I put my panties on by by lifting them up and
I
put
mean,
these?
going up the stairs, I was like,
Yeah.
I remember this job
You need a
I
small
used to go
implant.
to. This job I used to, Chayla, this job, my last job,
Oh Lord, what?
I used to work out too. I used to work out. I was like, I don't understand. I run the 5K. I'm at a decent weight. I look all right, but these stairs are killing
You're killing me. Hmm. It's
me.
true.
So, so endurance, right? You gotta build that endurance, right? You got to keep showing up. You got to keep doing the work. And my last point I want to make, Shayla, before we move on to the London stuff, it's
Yeah.
what I mentioned to you before. Only certain things can be your trigger, but everyone can be your teacher.
Can be your teacher. I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. I love that.
So when you shy away from, whatever, so when it says trigger, something that vexes your soul,
Woo.
and the person vexes your soul, a person, perfume, a movie, a
I had
house,
it.
something, a habit, whatever it is, something, whatever vex a situation, somebody said something, did something, that is a trigger for you. And if that's a trigger for you, not everything is a trigger for you, but certain things are, right? And that's tied to you, your past, your
Yeah.
trauma, all that stuff. And then it's saying that everyone can be your teacher. So if you listen, we don't want to listen. If you listen
Yeah.
and actually take your time, you will see that that trigger is really meant for you to be, to teach you something. So
Mm.
you're supposed to ask yourself the deeper question: why is it a trigger for me? Why
Hmm.
does it bother me when he says what he said? He just said that. Why did it bother me? Why did it? You
But
gotta ask.
usually it triggered you because there was some truth in it.
That's
No,
what
a
my
little bit.
therapist said. That's what my therapist said. He said that you are either that what that person said is true, or you are giving them more power than you are giving yourself.
Yep.
So you got to figure out which one is that for you, right? And if it's somebody that you know, like, and trust, and they're spitting truth to you,
Yeah.
shy away, avoid. Don't want any part in it because they're touching your buttons.
Hmm. Yeah.
They're touching your. But Shayla, today a lot of people walk away from relationships and they don't figure out. They don't realize until like later on, years later. You know, my ex-husband, he was right about all these things, and I'm figuring that out now, 20 years later. Maybe
Hmm.
there was some truth about what he used to say, and I just didn't get it until now.
Yeah. I didn't want to get
I didn't
it.
want you weren't ready to get it, right? You
Right.
weren't ready, right, to get it. But the thing is that to not quit and don't walk away to from that vulnerability and
Mm.
wanting to like share. Nobody wants to look weak, right, Shayla? Nobody wants to look weak.
Yeah.
Nobody look like. But in reality, vulnerability, if you haven't known or haven't heard, is one of the strongest emotions out there. One of the
Yeah.
strongest soft skills that are out there. And the day that you own being vulnerable, nobody can get under your skin anymore. They can say all the truth,
Yep.
and it won't bother you.
Yeah.
It won't bother
Absolutely.
you. You agree, Shayla?
Yeah, because you've had complete acceptance, right? We
Mm-hmm.
know, listen, I'm not perfect. You're right. You're right. I'm working
Mm-hmm.
on it. I'm a work in progress. I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
God isn't done with me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right. And I'm on this journey. I'm on this path. I haven't arrived yet because I'm still on this earth. So I think that
Yeah.
what you're saying is very true.
And I feel like I was telling you the other day about the Eminem story and how he
I was just
completely
gonna say that.
owned
Yep.
how he owned his story, whatever it was. He was accepted in this, I mean, this certain genre, but he's like, and he was living with his mom and whatever, all this stuff, and he just like, yeah, it's true. On the 8 Mile movie thing,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, it's true, it is what it is. So why not own your entire story?
Because that's
All
the
that
power
shit.
in it, right? That all of that.
Yes.
That mess does become a message. It does encourage somebody else. That test does become a testimony.
Mhm.
It's so true. You know, we
I
don't have
love
to
it.
be ashamed of not any of it, really.
Yeah, I agree. Share your story. I had my nephew went to take this training about speaking and speaking on stages and stuff, and I had him go to this training. He actually went, and I'm like, oh, good, thank God. And because I told him that his story, a lot of young men out there would want to hear it and they need it, and he didn't see that in the beginning, but after he went into this training, he saw it, and he's like, yeah, there's another gentleman, another guy that was where he is, is telling this. So sometimes you need to hear the same thing from someone else,
Mm.
to kind of picture and say, well, you know what? Maybe that's another perspective. Maybe I should share my voice. Maybe I
Hmm.
should share my story. Maybe there is value there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm really glad that he went, because now that's a long-term goal of his, where he wants to share his story, because he really has a powerful, and really believe that a lot of young men, especially African American men, they need that hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just like somebody gave him that gift, he needs to pass it on to somebody else.
100%. So you see how we talked about so much in that little short period of time. We went
I
deep.
know.
We went
Yeah, this was
because
a whole lot. We didn't even get to the meat of it yet. I'm like, this is good.
Taylor. Okay, let's talk about London. Let's talk about London. I'm
Yes.
sorry if
Give
I
me the
screamed in
movie.
you guys' ear just now. I just screamed, Shayla. I just like, I just screamed. That came from my soul, you guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, so I have my little flyer here, Shayla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, for you guys that don't know, Shayla and I was in London. Don't ask me what part of London, because all I can tell you is
Central
London,
London.
Central
You were
London.
just following.
What she said. What she said. What she said. So, and we had a straight up tell them what stood out for you. We can tell them one takeaway that we probably want to, like, this is the reason why I did it, and this is what stood out for me, and I'm glad I went. What is that one thing for you?
I think it was just amazing being in a room full of all those women. There were women from 55 different
I you gonna
countries.
say that? That was I was gonna say that. Now we gotta say the same thing.
Okay, we could agree. We could both say it. It was amazing. It was amazing just hearing honestly the stories of the women there doing just amazing work. It's really hard sometimes as an entrepreneur or solopreneur. It can be very difficult because it's very isolating and sometimes very lonely. So when you get out there and you see all of these people are doing such amazing work and having such an impact on people's lives, you're like, oh, I'm not the only one that's trying to live out my passion and my purpose on this earth. And doing amazing work. And they were all very supportive. It wasn't like a competitive environment, people looking to see what she got on. It wasn't like that at all. It was, I highly recommend it for any of the women out there that are entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders. Man, you need to go to the Women Changing the World Awards Global Summit. I think next year it's in Paris, even. Potty. Sorry. But it's going, I mean, it's just like a very supportive place. People, everybody, it wasn't people just trying to peddle stuff. Everybody was like, how can I sell? How can I help you? How can I serve? How can I connect you to somebody? Can I help you in some way? Everybody was trying to give probably, and other people were like, okay, all right. It was an amazing adrenaline rush. I mean, it was fantastic. Were you gonna say all that, Dale?
Yes, everything she just said.
It was amazing. I'm
Everything
so
she just
glad that
said.
we went
So
in
I agree
person.
1,000. And that's what I was that's one point I want to make. One point I want to make is that sometimes I like I told you, I said I wanted to go, and I said that last year to another person, and I think at two or three people I said it to, and I didn't have the how, the means, the, the who, what, when, or how. Bob Proctor, and I say this all the time on my lives, I said Bob Proctor said we worry about too much about the how, the how is it going to happen, who, when, like all of that stuff that is going to come once you decide that you
Yeah,
want to do whatever it is that this you got to
yeah.
decide that I want to be a VP of IT. If you Once you decide that, then okay, now let's put the small steps in play to let that happen. But you got to decide. You can't be wishy-washy. I'm not sure, laxy daisy, and then you got to move. Once you make that decision, you got to pack it with actions to get yourself there. See, when I mentioned that, Shayla, what you're gonna say something?
So on when we were there, it was a quote that I took a picture of, and it says the power of decision. Fear can have a voice in what you do, but it cannot have a vote in what you do. So don't let fear have
Ooh.
a vote.
You know
I
you gotta
love
say
it.
that again. Say it again.
Say it again for the people in the back. So fear can have a voice, but it cannot have a vote in what you do. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it let you change your course. Don't let it at all derail you from what you're supposed to be doing. You can do it. You just gotta keep your mind to it. But go ahead, I interrupted you.
No, that is that's it. That's it. And that's what it comes down to. You don't need me to tell you what to do. And I say this all the time. You already know what you want to do with your life. You just have to
Yeah.
decide to do it.
Yeah.
Decide. Stop waiting. Stop asking around. Stop, after you finish doing all the research, just make the decision. We are going
Yeah.
in Q2,
Yes.
Q2 of 2025. We are in Q2.
Yes.
What do you want the rest of this year to look like, so that way this time next year for you to be like, man, I look back and be like, I did that. I did that. So now I can look back in 2020, 2025, when I'm in 2026, God spare. Man, I'm so glad. I do not regret everything that Shayla said as it relates to London. The room was just electrifying. Those women from all over, from cities, small, big villages. Remember that lady from Asia? Was it Asia? That said she was in a population of what, 80 people in her
Yeah.
like 80 people. Like her in her little niche found woman changing the world, a global organization, and we all came together, Africa, Europe, Italy, Australia, all these different people represented there in the room, and you're a part of that. I mean, I'm blessed. I feel blessed, like, still soaking it in and still thinking about it, you
Yeah.
know just thinking about it.
I
I
think the
love
other
it. Go ahead.
I think the other part of that is that we decided to go all in, right? We could have just gone online and attended, right? It was a sacrifice, right, in many ways for us to try to get there and be in person, but it was so worth it. I think
Mm,
that's what we kept saying to each other. Like this was so worth it, making the sacrifice to come here, to be in person, to just be around all these wonderful women and just to be in the space, to have your face in the space. I mean, it was just, I mean, there was nothing like it.
nothing at all. And I'm like, Shayla, thank you for allowing me to be in the same room as you and sleep, because I snore. And Shayla's like, yeah, I know. I slept with you before.
Wait, clear that up because that see how they can take a sound bite. Now she slept with me in another
The same room. See, the same room, you guys. Because this is like, it's Olivia from back. Is she here?
Yeah, Olivia's here. Olivia, ven aquí, por
You
favor.
want to say hi,
She's
Olivia?
not here yet, but she just came in the door from school.
Okay, so me
She's
and Shayla, we met each other when 2024.
last year, 2024,
Yes. And we went to another event. When was it? In New York?
in New York. Yep,
That's where we met. And everybody was like, are you guys like sisters? You guys seem like you know each other. That was the first time we were.
it was true.
It's the first time we met each other and met at the same event, connected. And look, the same time, around the same time, we went to another place
Yep.
in London. So last year was inside the United States. This year was in London. So it was really good.
Olivia's here. She just got home.
Olivia,
Say hi to the people.
you
Quick.
gotta smile.
No, the
She's
other
like,
people. It's live. It's on Facebook. This is on YouTube. You
say
gotta say
hi.
hi.
You gotta smile. You gotta smile,
Hey, por
Olivia.
favor. Ay, it's okay.
Oh, there she go. That's how you gonna get. She
Okay.
did it.
Okay.
There she go. She's wearing my favorite color, pink.
She is. Olivia, hold on. How was it? Because Olivia got. Can we skip to her real quick before she go get
Yeah,
a snack?
let's go there. Let's go there.
Okay, so
Let's go there.
Olivia was nominated for.
Girl of the year.
I knew you know, girl of the year. Oh, yeah. That's right. No, wait, hey, with the tongue. She was nominated for Girl of the Year because she has a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Olivia Travels the World.
That's the name.
Get my ring off of you, girl. That's
It's
a lot of
my
money on
ring.
you. But so anyway, so she has. And what is your YouTube channel? You can tell them now. What is your YouTube channel about?
My YouTube channel is about traveling the world.
There you go.
Her YouTube channel is about traveling the world. She could have just said it. I don't know why you singing it, but okay, sure. Okay. So anyway, so she got nominated for that work, and she was a
She got
finalist for.
nominated, a finalist, and she became a winner
Okay,
when
there
she
you
won.
go. Yep, she
Yes,
said it. So,
yes.
and she was presented her award by the Duchess of York. And Olivia, come here because this is
Sarah
really sweet.
Ferguson. Yes,
Yes,
she
Oh,
did.
and we went to London.
yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. But what did you tell him when the lady said when the Duchess
What was
said
the question she asked her? What's the question she asked her?
she said, Olivia, what do you have to say? And Olivia was like, and then what did you say?
That women can be themselves.
Women can be themselves.
Because my mom doesn't let me be myself.
All right, that's enough. All right, go on now. Go on before you get corrected. Go on there. Get up out of here. Don't say that part.
When you give a woman a mic, you don't know what she says. She's
Yeah,
about to say.
send her off. Like, what? She's like, my mama didn't let me be myself. I said, you don't even know who you are. Okay, you're 6. I'm gonna tell you who you're gonna be. Get out of here. Damn, don't laugh.
Oh my goodness.
Out of control.
I love the answer that she gave because it was spot on,
Yeah.
right? That women can be whatever they choose to be, right?
Yeah.
And now we can go into our services, what we got going on. Chayla, tell them about Mahogany Women Travel.
So some of you may know I have a travel agency and it's called Mahogany Women Travel. And I didn't start out wanting a travel agency or like, oh, this is what I want in my life. But what I noticed as I traveled the world, many of you may know I've lived in, researched, done, visited all over 100 countries at this point. And one of the things I notice is that when I go in spaces where there are women of color or when I'm traveling, I don't see as many women of color. And I think that is a loss on both sides, right? Because then the other parts of the world are left to assume that women of color in America are what we see on the media, in Hollywood, in the music, right? And which is not true, right? And so, and also it limits us. So as I've traveled, I've gained confidence. I've gained all sorts of empathy, just curiosity. Intellectually, I feel like I'm overstimulated. I love it. I'm a little bit of a cool nerd, but I love learning new people and new cultures and new places. And I want other people to do that and not be afraid to. So I started Mahogany Women Travel, and I said, you know what? Maybe if people are afraid to travel by themselves or they would never go to those places, they always dreamed of it. And people have dreams, but then they just don't actualize them, right? I'm nervous. How are those people going to treat me? How do they see me? Are they going to be staring at me? All those kind of things. Am I safe?
That you go through your head. That you play around in your head. Yeah.
Those fears, right? And I was like, no, I've been around the world. I have confidence when I travel. Let me bring some people with me. And so I am doing a trip to Italy this summer, August 1st through the 6th. And it's going to be amazing. I've been to Italy, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm not humble bragging. I'm just saying I know it. And I picked Italy specifically because this is the year of Jubilee. So in Italy, this is in Vatican City, people are celebrating. It's going to be amazing. It's normally spectacular, but it's going to be even more spectacular because it's the year of Jubilee. And there are in Italy, I just feel like you can walk down the street and walk into something that's been here for hundreds of thousands of years, right? It's like unbelievable. I love Italy. Like the people, the food, the language, people singing to you. I love all of it. My trip will have 2 cities. It'll be Rome first. And in Rome, like we'll do the normal highlights, but every trip that I plan, because one of my pillars is service, that we will go serve, right, at a local organization and give back. Many of you on the call, you already know or you see, Americans have a terrible reputation, I'd say, for most parts of the world, right? And really, it's true. They think we're spoiled, we're rich, we're inconsiderate, we're rude, disrespectful. And there are people that definitely embody that have made that true for a lot of people that look at Americans. But I want to go as ambassadors of America, right? To go there and show, hey, we just want to help, right? In some way we want. So I partnered with a local organization that serves homeless in Rome. I think that anywhere I've traveled, the thing that has made the most impact on my life is whenever I've met with the local people and had conversations with locals about really what their life is like. Like, what is it like? I see they go on these tours, and that's great. We'll have some of those. But to sit down and say, well, what do you think about what's going on? Or how does that impact you? It makes
Yeah.
these are people you will never probably forget ever. Think about Dale, even the people we met in London. She's like, remember that person? Because it is absolutely life-changing. So we want to create those transformative experiences. It'll be 6 days, 5 nights. We're only staying in 4-star hotels and above. So
You better let them know.
we're not in no hostels, you know what I mean? So I think people should know that. And we're gonna hit all the major highlights, right? So we'll see where Michelangelo did the painting. We'll go to Vatican City. We'll go to the Colosseum, of course, right? You'll go to all those different highlights, right? All those places.
Shayla, can I say something? Is this the Colosseum from the
Gladiator?
movie?
Yes. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
I love Gladiator.
It is one of my favorite movies, even though it's a little violent, but it's such a good movie. Yes, it's Gladiator. Yes, you can see that. And if you step outside of there, you can take a picture with some gladiator-looking, handsome, probably guy. Look at you. What your eyes getting all buck for? You married? What are you talking? Put your eyes down. What you doing? You know, woo, girl, them Italians. What you doing? Okay, but for all you single folks, maybe some handsome men. Anyways, there were ladies. They got beautiful ladies too. But anyways, so we are going there. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna take the train, which is included from Rome to Venice. And Venice is like no other place I've ever been. It's amazing for those who have never been, because it is built on water, and it is. We will go on a gondola ride. It'll be, great photos, but a great experience. We'll eat a lot of gelato because it's amazing there. I don't know what they do to the pasta there, but the pasta feel like it got fewer carbs than we got it here. It don't feel as heavy. I'm like, what kind of olive oil y'all using? It's amazing. And so I welcome anybody who's interested, good people, of course, to would love good group people. Now, if you're not a group person,
don't do it to yourself, and don't do it to anybody else.
Please don't do that. Okay, yes, please. I agree. I'm not like that. And this trip is also family friendly. So my daughter is going, who is 6 years old. Not all of our trips will be family friendly, but because it has such historical significance and it's amazing for all people, I highly encourage, if you've ever said, oh, I want to go to Italy, I want to go with somebody who know where they're going and what they're doing, definitely email me at Mahogany Women Travel at the bottom here, and I'll get you the details of cost and what that looks like, and we'll work together to make sure we have an amazing experience that will change your life.
100%. Everything Shayla said. And see, we just traveled to London. We're talking about it still, and it's what?
Yes.
Is it a week ago? About a week ago?
A week
It's
ago.
a week ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, a week ago.
Traveling does change you. Now I remember that woman from Asia. I'm like, we got to be conscientious now from a global mindset, right? Because it's not always about me, myself, and I, and what I want, and me. It's how are you making that impact, right? And that brings us to my leadership development course that I want to talk about.
Yes.
So where Chayla talked about travel. So once you travel, now come back and develop yourself, or develop yourself before you go on the travel. So I have my masterclass coming up. My masterclass is for developing emotional intelligence leaders. If you want to lead in a more authentic way, in a more impactful way, this conversation and masterclass is for you. If you're still one of those leaders out there losing people in your organization because they are burnt out or because they are leaving the manager, not the company, you need to join. You need to have them join. If you're a leader out there and you still have issues communicating, confidence, how to handle tough conversations. Sometimes people are not comfortable giving people feedback as it relates to their performance. That is a huge one. So they kind of pretty it up, or don't tell them anything at all, or pretend that the person is a 4 when in reality they're a 0 or a 1. So you're not helping that person develop in the right way. Does that person psychological safety? Is it retaliation? How are you helping your people develop? So all of these things comes back to you as a leader. I was speaking to a VP yesterday, and I was telling her that she was sharing that how important, how sometimes it's annoying when you have employees that don't want to. She has to motivate them to do the projects or to be a part of the team to do this or to do that. And I told her at that point in time, it's not about her being a boss or a manager. Now she has to try to change that hat into being a mentor, into being a coach. So you have to go a little bit deeper and find out why doesn't this person feel motivated to do that project or to do that work, right? And there's two things that are going to come out of it. Either you're going to help them get closer to it, or you're going to help them get out of the company. And either one works.
Yep.
Either one works, right? We try to no, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Well, that person is under your care. So either you as a leader, you're showing them that how much do you care? And that's what this good old saying says, right, Chayla? If you don't, people will care as much as you show them how much you care. And it's beyond the role of the job. It's you as the person. Why don't they want to do it? Is this not something that is part of their career development? And if it's not, help them figure it out. Yep. Figure it out in your company or figure it out outside of your company. But either way, they have to figure it out. And emotional intelligence, I love it because it talks about you as a leader getting to know yourself, then helping you regulate your emotions so you can stop screaming at your employees and slamming the door in their face or cursing at them or pushing their Chayla, it's happening every day. I had a story the other day that this girl was telling me, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. It's still happening today, right? If you want to have better communication with your team and to have that confidence and clarity, you need to come to the masterclass. And then that masterclass will lead you to, I said to myself, and I was telling Chayla this 2 years ago, I want to do a course.
You did.
I developed my own emotional intelligence course. So it's not something where you have to sit and listen for hours on end. It's something that you simply have to sit 10, 15 minutes. A lesson, it's self-paced. You don't have to wait on anybody. So I am really excited about it. I was like really excited about it. So this masterclass will help you get familiarized with it and then lead you to learning more about my course. So we will see you guys on the inside of that leadership development course as it relates to emotional intelligence. So our entire conversation today was leveling yourself up. What is your purpose? What is your passion?
Wait.
We're not done.
We're not done. No, because I want to highlight the fact that at the Women Changing the World Award, you got placed twice. So she's not just talking and making up something in her head, right? You got the credentials.
You got yours for the same thing.
Yeah, no, but
for what you're traveling in, yeah.
Yes. So yes, I got first place in women in travel retreats
and tourism.
And second place in cultural diversity and inclusion. And we were both finalists, I think, in 5 categories.
Yes.
So, Coach of the Year, all these kind of things. But you got Thought Leader of the Year, right?
Yes. Thought Leader of the Year, second place. And first place was in wellness and well-being.
Yes.
And at the core of any leadership or any environment, any workplace, any company is the employees and the leaders' well-being. If they're not good, nothing else matters. So that's where emotional intelligence comes into play. It allows you to kind of make sure that the whole entire system, emotional, mental, physical, and emotional intelligence, some people hear it and they're like, oh, that's the soft stuff. Well, let me, I always say this when I do trainings, I say, Chayla, if you have a loved one in the hospital and the doctor tells you that there's no more hope for them, that they're done, they can't do anything else, and that person is there unconscious, breathing on the machines and stuff, the only word and the only emotion you have left is hope. Tell me, is that a soft thing? for you to be facing in that moment. It ain't. So I challenge any person that is shying away. Emotional intelligence is simply emotional intelligence. Mature. How are you mature with how you are dealing with your emotions logically? Emotional maturity is what Lisa Nichols call it. So how are you dealing with yourself? Because how you deal with yourself is how you're dealing with your employees. They
Mm,
see it. They see it. They feel it. They're probably just not telling you. And just they decide to leave the company and they
yeah.
leave you, and then you're stuck with another empty role, which leads to your turnover getting high, the morale is low, engagement is all over the place, and the profits down, right? So it's all connected. That's what it comes down to. It's all connected.
Yeah.
So yes, it's global. I got the awards not just for fluff, but because it's real. It works, and it's not just me. It's thousands out there that are talking about emotional intelligence and the importance of it. As a matter of fact, Chayla, in
Yeah.
2030, it's expected to grow by 26 by 2030. It's expected to grow by 26%. So
Mm,
we're in 2025. In the next 5 years, is going to be one of the most important skills, more important skills than just as much as IQ. So EQ and IQ, you need both.
you
You need
definitely
both.
do.
You need both.
Especially if you're gonna lead people, you got to influence them. If you're gonna, you know,
100%.
you trying to have some influence over people, and you're not nice, you're not mean, you don't know how to give them constructive feedback, you don't know how to affirm them, you don't know how to give clear direction or guidance. You're going to be in a world of trouble. You're not going to get the productivity that you want. You're not going to get the end result. It's not going to be an excellent product. And people are going to hate working there.
So what they happen, they gonna leave. They gonna leave, or
Yeah.
they gonna just what they do, quiet quitting or whatever they call it these
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
and they just gonna be coming in, punching in the clock, and you can't be mad at them because
Yep.
you don't care. So why should they care,
Yeah.
right? And that's what you want to show them, that you care about them as a person,
Yes.
not just the job.
Yeah.
And there's a way to do that, right?
Yep.
And if you don't know that way, then you need to come to my masterclass. So just send me an email. They'll report, and or I'll put the link in the chat for you guys to join. And I think it's going live on Monday, so I'm excited. Chayla, why you laughing at me? See, you're the one laughing at me.
But
Chayla,
we
it
both
ain't fair.
laughing. We're both laughing. That means we're laughing together. Because you're crazy.
Exactly. We got somebody here that says, "Who wants to work at Debbie Downers?" Can you say it again, Janet? Yes, I agree 100%. Nobody wants to work with Debbie Downers. So what do? They just look at them and they whisper. If you hear the whispering
Yeah.
in the hallway,
No,
or
no,
when
no.
you come into the room, they
They
kind of
stop
go quiet.
talking.
They
That's
stop
right.
talking.
They was talking about you. It's true.
They are pretending that everything is, yes, everything is fine. Can't believe him.
Yeah.
Yes, we need more positivity, right? We need hope, right? And
Yeah.
people want to work for people that are nice. There's a book, and I quoted this book, Chayla. I quoted this book in my dissertation, and one of my chairs, she didn't like it, but she had to accept it because it was research. The book by Robert Sutton, Dr. Robert Sutton, and it's called the No A-Hole Rule.
Yep.
You know the book.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's a real thing. And what he did in that book is that he did a whole research on companies, huge companies, companies that we work with today,
Yeah.
Amazon, all of these great companies, and he showed how much those organizations are losing money just because they refuse to get rid of that one executive
Woo.
that's a butthole, right? That one executive that, yeah, he's bringing in the money, but when you add it all up, you got 15 people that left that department in 1 month, and when you add up all of their salaries and what he brings in, it don't add up.
Yeah.
Laugh because it's a no-brainer. I was in an organization where a CEO, they knew that the CFO was needed to go, but they just kept babying it and ignoring it and ignoring it. and you had 20, like it was like 4 or 5 people that left the department,
Yeah.
and the exit interviews are saying it's that person. They weren't doing anything about it, right? And then eventually the person left, and now here we are with all this mess, and
Yeah.
now HR fix it.
Yeah.
And then HR has to go through all of this, figure out all of this stuff, right? So it's not fair. You're putting unnecessary burden on your department, on your employees. You're giving people in the organization a bad experience when they could be having the best. They can be living out their best life at a job that they love. I know
Yeah.
people that are working in 9 to 5 that love doing what they do. It's just certain people around them that makes it difficult. If you're an employer today and you have people in your organization that is not, that loves what they do, but you have, they say that you have others that are making the job harder for them, and you're not doing anything about it, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. And you can't say you don't know, because you know. At this point, the gossip is, it goes up and it comes down. But what are we doing about it?
Yeah.
And it's terrible. So stop doing it. Shame on you guys. Well, Janet is really she's giving us some words here. Yes, it's always the person in the leadership role. I'm sorry. Yes, I agree, Janet. Unfortunately, that's most to be the case. My first organization had turnover as a negative response on performance review. Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, this is the case. And the thing about it is that leaders don't realize how much of an impact they're making. You can actually, you set the tone for how that organization gets to move, that department, your employees. So why wouldn't you want to be at the catalyst and make that be a fun experience for them? you know you can
But I
have
think
fun
that's, but I
and
think
have fun and have profits at the same time.
But I think that comes from people, just in my other hat. But I think that comes from people being deeply insecure and not understanding their own strengths, right? So when people get intimidated, I've had this
Mm.
more than times that I can count. That people are, say, "Oh, well, you're the strong black woman," and I'm just like, I'm just me, like, you know what I mean? And if I had other people that were on my team who were confident, were strong, competent, then guess what? Then for me, I'm like, I want to empower those people to be their best selves. They're gonna help our team look even better. Like I can't do everything, and I think the strength of your ship is when the captain isn't there. How's your ship moving?
They
Is it
themselves are insecure, right?
yeah,
That leader is insecure because they have another person that is, seems to be like a strong, personality, and they feel intimidating
yeah,
when you can see that person as an ally. Like,
yep,
let's both push this boat together
yeah.
and get it, to success, whatever that looks like, right? We don't have to be biting each other and trying to pull each other down.
Dale, I
That's
think that's you and I, right? When we met, we were in the same course, trying, doing stuff, and I think that we weren't like, oh, girl, you doing something like I'm doing, I'm gonna do it better than you. No, like, listen, let's join forces and figure out how we can uplift one another.
100%.
And
That's
we're
a
doing
good
better.
one.
Yeah, and we're grading ourselves every quarter, every 2 weeks, and we have because of that and our accountability. And why you laughing? Because it's true.
Because
We
it's
have done
true.
more this year holding each other accountable, doing these things that we ever probably ever have. Our businesses
That's
have
true.
gone further, made more revenues, gotten more rewards because we understand the strength of collaboration.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. And it's, of course, you don't want to hear like Chayla was like, well, this is what you're doing. Is this what you want to do? And I was like, no, I don't want to do that, but this is what I feel good doing. She's like, well, you got to probably stretch a little bit more.
That's true. Well,
And we're
that's
not telling you something. We're not telling you something that is not, that we haven't tested and that we haven't. Like, I can't tell you how someone else does it. I can tell you how
yeah,
right, and then it works for us,
yeah,
right. And this is why I lean into emotional intelligence so much, because I myself struggle with, I can't keep my what I'm thinking sometimes to myself, so I have to find a better way to say it, to express it without hurting that other person's feelings.
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah, that's the reason why I lean into it so much because it helped me. I me. Who said that? Who was the comedian that said that? Help me.
Crazy. That's
Just
hilarious.
giving us some applause there. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much. But yeah, that's why, because I had suffered from it and I seen other people and they've used it, they implemented it either in their organization or in their personal life. And the thing about it is that it kind of seeps into everything. It's all connected. Your
Yeah.
personal and your professional life, right? This is why traveling helps you to see different cultures. And when you see different cultures, see different people in the different settings, you're not so quick to judge.
Judge. A little bit more grace. No, that's for sure.
Yeah,
When you lost in the middle of a city and somebody takes a moment to try to point you in the right direction, it's humbling.
100%, especially when you have no idea where
No
you
idea.
are. None. You could be like raptured. Somebody can like kidnap you any minute.
Not kidnap you, damn. Why you gotta go to the worst possible option? We can't just.
Just being real. This is what these people are thinking, Chayla. I'm just saying what they're thinking.
Okay.
So you gotta just, this is what it is. This is the real deal. So what we're saying is lean into one, your story, whatever your story is, lean into it. Get strong, whatever modalities you need to use to keep yourself, inspired, family, friends, meditation, God, music, journaling, all of that stuff. I tell, Chayla knows that I do have to do my morning routine before I can get into fix your face, Chayla.
I was like, how much preparation? It was like 2 hours. I'm like, are you still what are you doing? Like you do this for 2 hours before you even start your day? Who got that kind of time? Like what kind of space are you in? Okay, I yield. Yeah, you serious?
But then, Chayla, I feel I'm prepared to like face the world, and I can face it with a smile.
You sure do.
But then afterwards, because otherwise something happens and it throws you off, and now you gotta like, oh God, like you said, you gotta go back to bed because this ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I think, Taylor, any last word you want to leave them with before we get out of here? Like, let me make sure I put back here how you guys can get in touch with Chayla. That's Dr. Chayla to you guys. I can call her Chayla. You guys can call her Dr. Chayla.
Really? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
That's all. I'm just correcting them because they got to come respect, and then let you tell them, no, you can call me Chayla. No, you call me Dr. Dale at all times.
You
Let
earn
me,
this.
I earned it. All right.
Yeah,
It's not some floofly. No, we're not. No, earned it. Totally.
we did. We earned it.
And if you want to join the masterclass, I put the link in the chat, or you can send me an email and I can send you the QR code and all that stuff because it's gonna be amazing. And Chayla, that's her email. Chayla, you want to leave any words?
Absolutely. So it's August 1st through the 6th. It is we have only a few spots left. So if you want to get in, you got to jump in before the end
You're
of the
not
month.
doing a big group, right, Chayla? You're doing like a
No, no,
small
no.
group.
It's a small group. So really there won't be more than 10 to 12 people. I want it to be an intimate group. So don't be afraid of that. But and then if you want to bring a well-behaved youth or young adult, bring them because I believe that we need to raise up the next generation to be global ambassadors, to be global citizens, to understand their responsibility on the earth. It's not just about them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I encourage you to email me at mahoganywomentravel@gmail.com. And I'd love to answer your questions or if you want to sign up, come on. But it is August 1st through the 6th. Based on double occupancy, we're doing Italy. We're doing 2 cities, 1 country. Peace.
And mic drop. Just like how we came out here. We want to like sit. You want to finish the music? Can we finish the music, Chayla?
Sure, you can finish
Can we please?
it.
Yes, let's finish the music.
As long
Okay,
as
so
you
let
do
me.
the dirty line thing again.
Okay, I'm thinking about my hair. I'm thinking about my hair, Chayla. I'm
I think it's
doing
hilarious.
it.
Do it.
We're doing it.
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
Oops. Start over. We gotta start over.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I'm 1+1, I'm too strong. If you ain't about money, then get gone. I wanna wild out all night long. You wanna ride out, then get on. I'd hate me too if I were you. And when it comes to billions, I'll take two. It's only one life, you don't get two. So live life, don't let it live you. I got a pocket full of $100 bills. Put on a jacket, cause these diamonds give you chills. 2 shots are running, 2 out, I'm starting tonight. I'm starting tonight, yeah. Look in the mirror, I'm like, who the hell is he? So many whips and cribs, I'm losing track of keys. Ooh, there's something, ooh, yeah.
All right. I wish I could jump up and down, Chayla.
You can. Don't let it stop you.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
I know about you, but I feel good.
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
I know about you, but I feel good.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. I don't know about you, but I feel good.
You see my
I
mouth?
don't know about you, but I feel good.
I see it. That's your fears.
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
That's your
Hi, you
feel
guys.
good.
And that's how we gonna exit this. One love, you guys. Have a great rest of your Friday.
Bye, everybody. It's so crazy.